Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Memphis in Minutes, the podcast where I cram more wild Memphis wrestling nonsense into 10 minutes than a Jeff Gaylord promo. I'm your host, Gene Jackson, and today, we're taking it back to February 3rd, 1990 for an episode of USWA Championship Wrestling that most people refer to as the Dr. Lawler episode. You know it's going to be a doozy when you see Jerry the King Lawler show up looking like a mad scientist in a lab coat, declaring he's going to give Kerry Von Erich and Jeff Jarrett a steroid test live on the air. You heard that right. In Memphis, Tennessee, on live TV, Jerry Lawler claims he will be administering drug tests. There's no way possible that this could go wrong, right? So the show opens with Dave Brown doing his usual intro, but you can already tell something's off because Lawler's standing there, smug as ever, claiming he's dressed appropriately because he's about to perform a medical procedure never before seen on television. That procedure? He's going to expose two, quote, steroid heads, Kerry Von Erich and Jeff Jarrett. I don't think in the history of the world the term steroid heads has ever been used to describe anyone. But of course, straight edge, self-appointed Dr. Jerry Lawler is here to take a couple of them steroid heads down right here today, live on TV5. Lawler proceeds to give the Memphis audience a lecture on steroids like he's a guest on Donahue in the 80s, saying they shrink your brain, they ruin your liver, and make you look like a closed umbrella. Whatever the hell that means. Then out comes a supposed steroid testing kit sent to him by his personal physician, Dr. Lee Sammons from Osceola, Arkansas, because we all know the most reputable science takes place in Osceola, Arkansas, right? He claims he has somehow gotten samples from both Von Erich and Jarrett. I guess we have to believe that they're going along with this bit. I don't know. So when he starts testing them, the machine just starts beeping. And Lawler says that confirms that they're both juiced up. Dave Brown's trying to talk sense into Lawler, but Lawler's gone into just a full-on SNL skit mode here, vowing to rid wrestling of these shortcut-taking steroid abusers. This is just absolute peak Memphis absurdity. Part talk show, part comedy skit, part PSA on the dangers of steroids. This is just one of those things that they can just get away with in Memphis, you know? I mean, a lot of the stuff in Memphis was, serious personal issues, draw money, as the famous sign said. But then again, they always don't like to remember and go back and talk about they did a lot of silly shit too. And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. I don't know if we can really measure just yet how well the steroid head segment went. But right now, our next segment is going to lead us into the booking of a snake box match. No, not the one with Jonathan Boyd. But anyway, we cut to one of the more underrated, odd feuds of this era. Chris Champion versus the Dirty White Boy, Tony Anthony, and their ongoing saga of both being after the Dirty White Girl. Champion cuts a promo that seems like he should have been in the drug testing earlier in the show, for something besides steroids. He's rambling about birds singing and life being beautiful and how the Dirty White Girl might be making him dinner soon or making his bed. Dirty White Boy is not going to take kindly to that. He also hypes up their upcoming snake box match where the loser is the man who gets locked into a box with a live snake. Dave Brown tries to keep a straight face, but Lawler ends up jumping in because he's at the announce desk and says that Dirty White Girl should be down at the communicable disease clinic. This is just pure heel Lawler here. He is at this point in 1990, Jerry Lawler is in full heel mode that we haven't seen since the 70s. This is just old school Memphis, cheap heat, jokes and bad taste. And it's a lot of damn fun. I'm sorry. If you don't like it, go watch something more serious, I guess. Now we get into some wrestling. Next up, the Southern Rockers are making their debut. This is Steve Dahl and Rex King from Portland. And they're going to be challenging the Stud Stable, Robert Fuller and Brian Lee, for the USWA World Tag Team titles. That's right. They're brand new in the territory, but they're getting a tag team title shot. And guess what? Right here on live Memphis television, the Southern Rockers defeat the Stud Stable, and they actually win the tag team titles clean in a big upset here on live TV. Lawler's on commentary, losing his mind. He says it's a travesty of justice. He keeps calling the fans idiots and insisting that Eddie Marlin should overturn this because they shouldn't have gotten a shot in the first place. But the real fun starts when the Stud Stable demands an immediate rematch. In fact, they will put up $1,000 of their own money if Eddie Marlin will sign a rematch right now, putting the belts on the line here on television. Lawler stirring the pot. The Rockers agree. Boom. We've got a second tag team title match on the same episode, folks. Here we go. But guess what? They beat Fuller and Lee again. That's 2 clean wins on one show, which in Memphis basically guarantees they're about to get screwed. But guess what? We have gotten this brand new tag team over because now, as fans, even though we didn't know these guys 30 minutes ago, we now know they're capable of defeating and winning the tag team titles. But third time's a charm. Fuller offers $2,000 to get one more rematch, and this time the Stud Stable manages to cheat their way into winning back the titles with the old loaded boot gimmick. So the Rockers went from new champions to a reign that started on a TV show and ended on that same TV show during the same hour of television. But we did establish them as a top babyface tag team with those 2 wins. So good stuff as far as I'm concerned. Now, if you thought that was chaos, let's check out some. We flash back to a tag team match where Jerry Lawler and Billy Joe Travis are double teaming Jeff Jarrett. They smash him over the head with that guitar that Billy Joe was famous for at the time. And, eventually Jeff would figure that's a pretty good idea and implement one himself. But this time, it was the sweet music man, Billy Joe Travis, busting it over Jeff Jarrett. Kerry Von Erich runs in to make the save, and the place goes nuts. Lawler is just absolutely foaming at the mouth. He's calling Kerry a steroid-filled caveman and promises to destroy both Von Erich and Jeff Jarrett at the Mid-South Coliseum this Monday night. Jarrett comes out and cuts one of his best babyface promos of this era. He's calm, he's confident, it's seemingly heartfelt. He calls Travis a low-down, egg-sucking dog, tells Lawler he may be the smartest man in wrestling, but he ain't got the guts to get it done. It's classic babyface fire here, and people had been critical of Jeff Jarrett and, whether, him getting pushes and getting the matches he got and the money he got was nepotism. But I think at this time, if you ask me anyway, Jeff's starting to prove that he's not, maybe initially he got some opportunities through nepotism because his dad's the promoter. I mean, it is what it is. But he's earning his keep here. He's getting good at promos. He's getting good at being the fiery babyface in the ring. He's good at selling. He is a classic babyface. Whatever his name is, it doesn't matter. So they right after that, Jeff gets done cutting a promo. Kerry Von Erich comes out and cuts his own promo. And, well, Kerry Von Erich has always been known to look like $1 million. However, he can't cut a promo to save his life. And so he says, Lawler has forgotten that it's Kerry who made him famous. Okay. And then Kerry promises to play a tune on Billy Joe Travis's head this week. So the Lawler and Travis versus Jarrett and Von Erich tag match is set for Monday night. And honestly, this whole thing made me look forward to it. Somewhere in between all this other chaos, King Cobra limps out with his arm in a sling. He's got a 2x4 in his hand. He's promising revenge on Lawler and the Soul Taker, who broke his arm weeks before. Now, keep in mind, this Soul Taker he's referring to here is Charles Wright, the future Papa Shango, the future the Supreme Fighting Machine, and last but certainly not least, the future Godfather. He warns Lawler, every dog has his day, and you can tell something's brewing in the weeks ahead here with King Cobra and Lawler. Lawler is all over this damn thing, of course. By the end of the show, Lawler's bragging about being the smartest man in wrestling, while the crowd is booing him and screaming for his head. He's insulted the fans. He's insulted the baby faces. He's insulted the medical field. He's probably insulted the FCC by this point. And the kicker is he still refers to himself as the Avenger of Clean Wrestling. He's trying to clean wrestling up by getting all these steroid heads out of here. And it just feels strange here in 1990 having a heel Lawler dominating the airwaves, much like he did in the 70s. But throughout most of the 80s, it was straight babyface Lawler. So I don't mind it. I like heel Lawler. It's just usually hard to make it happen in Memphis. But at this point, he'd been heel out in Dallas. They're showing shows back and forth. So I guess they decided he needed to be a heel in both places. And he's making it work because the studio crowd was against him most of the way through this entire show. So just to recap what we saw, Jerry Lawler turned into Dr. Lawler, MD, and gave fake steroid tests on live TV. Chris Champion has flirted his way into a snake box match. The Southern Rockers won the tag team titles, successfully defended the tag team titles, and then lost the tag team titles, all in the same hour of television. And then Jeff Jarrett and Kerry Von Erich teamed up to fight Jerry Lawler and Billy Joe Travis in a feud that had everything: blood, guitars, steroids, King Cobra. It's going to be a wild one Monday night. So make sure you're down there to Mid-South Coliseum. Get your tickets and see if Jerry Lawler and Billy Joe can take down these two steroid heads, Jeff Jarrett, Kerry Von Erich. Well, there you have it, folks. It was wild. It was chaotic. It's Memphis Wrestling, the way we like it and remember it. And that'll wrap it up for this week's Memphis in Minutes. If you enjoyed the madness of Dr. Lawler's drug test disaster, hit that subscribe button and join me next time when we dive into even more wrestling fun straight from the archives of the USWA. Until then, this is Gene Jackson reminding you, if you manage to win the titles and you do get roped into immediately defending them once and you manage to be successful, do not fall for it. Do not have that third match. It will not be the charm. It will be 3 strikes and you're out. See you next time for more Memphis in Minutes.